Well, I don't agree with that, and what I can say is that Australia's performance in the OECD league tables, of course, is now doing us proud. Let me just tell you, released a few days ago, Australia now ranks 4th for broadband take-up growth, that's including for small business, 6th for affordability, including for small business, 9th for download speeds, including for small business, and we are now 12th overall, ahead of the United States, Germany and Japan. Now, we're not differentiating in these figures between small business, between large research capacity, between residential use. Australia now on the league tables is doing better than the United States, Germany and Japan, and these are independent figures that you simply cannot dispute.
I asked her to give the Minister to give a guarantee that the Opel wireless network could guarantee to deliver voice over the internet, VoIP, something that will slash small business costs. She avoided the question.
We'll leave the further debate on this to the final statements, which we'll move to now. And Minister, given that you started first, we'd like you to
yes, thank you.
deliver your final closing statement.
It's been diverting to say the least, I think, this discussion. We've heard no more detail of Labor's Walter Mitty broadband plans today than we have 8 months ago, and I don't think that's good enough for Australians. It exposes Australia's trillion-dollar economy to inexperienced hands. They can't add up, and they can't even deliver their computer revolution on the same time frame as they're rolling out their broadband. But specifically, I think it's going to be important as to how Labor will deal with some of the upcoming critical decisions that need to be made very soon, perhaps within the next 6 months. For example, we need to be working with industry for a digital labelling system for TV sales at Christmas. This won't happen under Labor because they want to abolish Digital Australia, and we'll lose the momentum we've generated to achieve digital switchover. An assessment needs to be made whether Telstra's next-gen network coverage warrants the shutdown of CDMA by the 28th of January. Again, Labor says that's unnecessary. It's an unnecessary burden on Telstra, so clearly consumers won't have much to look forward to from Labor. By May, the expert task force will recommend the best provider for a high-speed broadband rollout in the capital cities and regional centres. Labor's going to scrap it, start again, and will be sent back to the future to once again wait for the ACCC and Telstra to fight over access prices. By October, the allocation of new digital broadcasting licences will likely take place. Labor have been missing in action on the conditions for the allocation of this spectrum. And, of course, we have to decide what to do with the first $400 million for the proceeds of the Communications Fund. Labor's going to abolish it and leave people stranded. So the momentum the coalition has achieved will simply stall under the Labor Party, placing critical decisions for our nation's 21st century communications at risk. Labor sat through the last 11 years with one policy, and that was to oppose the sale of Telstra. Now at the 11th hour they talk and talk about broadband, but we've got no rigour for building infrastructure, and we only have to look at how the state governments are racking up $80 billion worth of debt and the decay of our roads and hospitals and schools. Labor has no understanding of the economic issues and no understanding of the choices that will get the job done and keep the economy strong. They're not economic conservatives, they are simply economic incompetents.
Minister, thank you. And Stephen Conroy, your closing statement.
Australians have a choice in this election. It's a choice between a government that wants to give new leadership to deliver Australia out of the digital dark ages, or a government that will continue to deny the dilapidated state of Australians' broadband infrastructure. It's a choice between a Rudd Labor government that will deliver a state-of-the-art, high-speed, fibre optic to the node network to 98% of Australians' homes and businesses, that will deliver 100 times faster broadband to school kids at their schools. Or it can have a government that wants to lock Australia into a two-tier system, a fast, genuinely fast broadband system for the 5 capital cities, and lock millions of regional and rural Australians into a second-rate, obsolete technology that will keep them in the digital dark ages. The Minister couldn't even guarantee you to deliver the most important basic service of voice over the internet, which slashes costs for small businesses, which slashes costs of telecommunications for people. It can't be delivered. It can't be guaranteed. And the Minister ducked that question. It's been pointed to now by a number of experts, independent, who've said that VoIP can't be guaranteed. So you have a choice. A state-of-the-art broadband network from a Rudd government showing new leadership, tackling the challenges that Australia faces this century, or a government in denial that simply wants to introduce a two-tier broadband system.
Senator Conroy, thank you. It has been a lively discussion, and we hope a fair and balanced debate as well, and giving you at home, of course, a bit better of an idea as to what the two sides have to offer on this crucial policy area of communications. Minister Helen Coonan, thank you for joining us, and Stephen Conroy, thank you as well.
Thanks, David. Thanks, Helen.
I'm David Spears. Thanks for joining us.